It's the end of 2025, and I'm sitting here on New Year's Eve thinking about what message I could put out to you guys. I wanted something very happy, very lighthearted, something to look forward to. And I realized I could just tell you guys what I told myself many years ago, 12 years ago, when I first started trading, when I first started taking this seriously. And it was a very lighthearted and a very happy message. And that message was as simple as you are a nobody. When it comes to trading, you are a nobody. And I told myself this, many years ago, and it has helped me reach where I am today. And some of you guys might take this as a joke, and some of you guys might take this as rude. But I have seen where people take themselves and put them on a pedestal when they're first starting to trade and expect things. It takes them into routes they don't want to be. And the reason why I say you are a nobody is because sometimes that kind of mentality can help you realize what you need to realize when it comes to trading. The most important realization is that you are not entitled to anything just because others haven't. And what I mean by that is just because somebody else is doing well, or you're seeing somebody else who you think is lucky, they're making the money you want, they're making the money you wish you could make, or they're just having better success than you. Just because they're having it does not mean you are entitled to the same success. Whether they reached that point or they got that because of luck or hard work, you can only reach there consistently by putting in the work and the time yourself. And I want to tell you that to become something, you need nobody. You don't need me. You don't need anybody else. All you need is yourself. Because I could tell you, I myself am not a very smart person. You could see by this handwriting, you could see by this presentation, the average amount of brain cells that I have on a daily basis is less than 3. So you don't need anybody. You need nobody. Just like the way I started off. I started off with nobody's help. I am where I am because of me, and I am where I am in life because of my parents, and I'm thankful of them and the people I love in my life, like my partner. But when it comes to trading, I am where I am because of me. I can look back and say where I reached till this point is all because of me. And that's something prideful that I keep to myself. It is a lot more valuable when you reach a certain point by yourself because of the observations you make, by the time you put in, by the work you put in, the problem solving, the analysis, just all the time is a lot more valuable and meaningful when it's you. You don't need to follow anybody. You don't need to follow me. You don't need to try to emulate what someone else is doing or what someone else is seeing or looking or understanding. When it comes from you, when it's just you, the only thing that is your ceiling of success is just your potential, which in most cases for everybody is unlimited. Unless you're me, then you have a ceiling to your potential. And I think I reached that ceiling. And I just want to say, there should be no rush to getting where you need to be, but there should be a rush to start your journey. And as cheesy as all this sounds, what I'm trying to get at is, you don't need to reach from 10K to $1 million within the next year. You don't need to make 100K, 10K, 300K. You don't need to make that within the next few months or next year or few years. You could take your time, because things that are built with a foundation and things that are built with a nice pace is what usually beats the people who try rushing to that point. But you should at least start making the changes now versus keeping it for another time. You shouldn't just wait like, I know I'm doing things wrong, or I'm doing this, but let me try to see if I could just luck it out, for the next few days or next few weeks. No, there's no reason for that. If you know what's wrong, if you know there needs to be a change, make a change. There's no reason you should just believe you need to make a change and do nothing about it. If you're over trading, don't just say, "Oh, I'm over trading. You know, what do I do about that?" Well, figure out what you need to do about that. If you need to set a limit to how many hours you're on a screen, set a limit. And when you set a limit, make sure you figure out what's going to be the consequence if you're past that limit. If you are placing multiple trades per day, make it where you just set, and that's hurting you, right? Make it where you only set a certain amount. And when you pass that threshold, you set yourself up. Set yourself up to just leave whatever, right? That screen, whatever it is. You have to make the changes and you have to set discipline. If you don't set discipline, I cannot count how many people have actually reached somewhere without discipline. A lot of times they have a few years of luck and it all just starts folding on them. And I don't want that to be you. That doesn't deserve to be you. And work for your worth. Regardless of the fact that I said you are a nobody, work for your worth. Be something. And work for your luck. There's no fucking luck on a repeated basis that just comes out of nowhere. For people who think that people are lucky, it's not true. You can work to put yourself in a place where you're constantly getting lucky. That is true. Something that happens on a repeated basis and not just pure coincidence and not just pure luck. If it's happening on years on end, that means there is work being put in to at least be put into the high probability scenario where luck plays out in your favor. The biggest thing, the whole reason why I'm making this video is because it's now 2026 and this is about to be 4 years that I've been having live sessions, and which is free education for you guys because you guys deserve it. And it's 9 years where I've been on Discord. And over those 9 years, I've been wanting to help you guys and yourself become better, reach a limit where that's just higher than what I reached. But 9 years in, I realized no matter what I do, unfortunately, people are going to repeat the same mistake. And that is taken away from my mental health. And I don't know if this is sure yet, but most likely than not, 2026, after 9 years, will most likely be my last year on Discord. But I will not leave you empty-handed at all. I solely believe in doing good, and I thank my path for that. I thank Islam for that. I thank my parents for that. I thank my partner for that. I cannot leave you empty-handed. I cannot leave without teaching you every single bit that I know, and I will. But regardless of the fact of what I teach, all of it will be useless unless you put it to use. And you could literally take everything I taught you. You could take every bit of content that I put out, or that JP puts out, or anybody else that put out, and you could throw in the trash, and that could be all meaningless compared to your observations. And your observations, your understandings of things can propel you to a place where you couldn't even imagine being. Now, trading doesn't have to be everything in your life, but trading became something that is very close to everything. It's definitely top 5 things in my life. And, you know, money doesn't bring you happiness, but it does bring you comfort. But what trading got me is a lot more than just money and comfort. It taught me a lot about a lot of things in life. And I can only hope that it gives you what it taught me and a lot more. I only wish the best for you guys. And you know, it's funny. I thought I was going to come on here and record a video where I was just going to get pissed off and tell you guys to, you know, screw off, you know, stop thinking you're somebody. Stop seeing other people doing well and thinking you deserve to do well, and you got to work for it. And I mean that, you know, you got to work for it. I want you to do well. but you're not going to do well thinking that you just deserve to do well. I wanted to do well because you worked to a spot where you are supposed to be doing well. And I thought I was going to be upset because I was upset when I was coming on to record this, but I realized there's just nothing to be upset about. It's just human nature, and it's just something I really have realized in these 9 years. I know this should have been a lot happier, and in the beginning I was just sarcastic, but you know, I care about what you guys do with yourselves, and I care about the position you guys put yourselves in. And I deal with hundreds to thousands of messages each day, each week. And to see the messages that I get, especially the sad ones, where people just completely do the most stupidest things ever, it's just something I don't think I'll be able to handle anymore. So I really hope, if I do leave all of this, that you guys, with or without my help, reach where you should be. Not where you deserve to be, but where you should be. And the only person that's going to take you to where you need to be is yourself. Because if a retarded person like myself, if such an unworthy person like myself reached a point where I am today, then there's no reason you shouldn't reach to a place that's far beyond both mine and your just, I don't know, possibilities and just aspirations. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. My mind's just thinking too much. But 2025 has been a pleasure. All these 9 years has been a pleasure, and you know, I'm really gonna be my even though I think New Year goals are a cliche, I think I know that this year in 2026, I'm gonna teach you guys everything I know, a majority of what I know, and I haven't been gatekeeping to this point, but I will accelerate the amount of content that I put out there. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for, I don't know, I just guess being part of this journey. Happy New Year's, and stay safe. I wish you guys the best. Can't even speak. It's crazy. Peace.